Ladies and gents, how you doing? I take one weekend off and everything falls apart, doesn't it? I can't take a day off. The UK was doing great, everything was fine and dandy, and then I take 2 days off and we've got random foreigners rogering and eating 2-year-olds. Well, I've learned my lesson. No more time off for me. Although it may sound, like a truly grotesque, monstrous crime that would have had people rioting in the streets for a month back in the 80s when there was actual law and order and this type of thing was rare. But now, barely gets a mention on the news. And the BBC went with, yeah, okay, this foreign African migrant, sure. He might have rattled a kid and promptly snapped its neck like a chicken, but at least his paperwork was in order. So, dodged a bullet there, lads. Right then, this is brilliant, isn't it? I mean, as long as the paperwork's in order, you can't be too upset about it, can you? If it was illegal, people would be angry. But as long as your paperwork's in order, of course you can eat children, practice voodoo and spend your cruel, demented lusts in any way you see fit. As long as your paperwork's in order. I'm sure you all knew this, I don't really need to tell you, but the man charged with this appalling incident involving a 2-year-old girl came to the UK legally and he had leave to remain in the country, police say. French national Kevin Curjon. So yeah, he's not French. He's only French if the only Frenchman you've ever met had an aggressive form of skin cancer because he spent the last 27 years sleeping in a tanning tube and bronzing 12 hours a day. Right, definitely not a Frenchman. Born in the Central African Republic, has also been got to make sure you can throw a sexual assault charge on there as well. Because I mean, you're getting done for murdering kids. Probably only get about 6 years for that, don't you? So we do have to stack up the charges. You can't just go murdering nippers, fire up old Sparky, like when the world made sense. Fill them full of Zeus juice while the public watches on television live, eating the popcorn and cheering. No, they'll get out. They'll get out in a couple of years. So you have to put trifling incidents like that on top of it. Said he is due to appear at Guildford Crown Court on Monday. Surrey police said officers were called to a property in Pycroft Road at about 1740 BST following reports of a concern for someone's safety. Christ on a bike. Understatement of the year, that isn't it? Mild concern for someone's safety. Yeah, a voodoo practitioner from a third world country wants to bum and eat a 2-year-old. Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely a little bit concerned for them. The force said online rumours about the incident having taken place at an asylum seeker house were incorrect. Yeah, so the real problem is you people spreading rumours. Yeah, it's definitely not children being in serious trouble sharing a country with 20 million pot-bellied savages still living in the Stone Age. No, it's not. It's you spreading rumours, lads. So take the slap on the wrist. Me, I've done this before as well. I'll consider myself rebuked, boys. I should never have speculated about the fact that the man who is indeed a pot-bellied barbarian stuck in the Stone Age actually had a little bit of paper off the government telling him, of course you could stay, because we don't run basic background checks on anybody. I love that, how they think the bit of paper makes the difference. You remember like Game of Thrones where Ned Stark, because he's honourable and noble, and they're very foolish traits to have in politics, he's got his bit of paper with the king's signature and he's like, oh yeah, but I've got a bit of paper, and Cersei just sets it on fire. That's how I act with these pieces of paper that the government throw about like confetti. And I suggest you take the same response as me. It doesn't matter how many BBC stories they write or how many bits of paper the British government dish out willy-nilly. A fella from Africa who then goes via France because they can just collect passports these days. It's almost impossible for you to get a work permit. If an educated, I've told you a lot of this, personally involved, my missus, if you're an highly educated, fluent in English, 2 college degrees, American white lady, you can't get a permit to stay in the UK. Get out, riff-raff. We don't take trash into our country. Get like a 19-year-old female Canadian backpacker wants to come to London for a week, and they'll be like, oh yeah, what are you doing in our country? Oh, sorry, the bloke interviewing her at Heathrow will be like, what are you doing in my country? Because nobody can actually speak the Queen who works in an official capacity on the ground. Oh yeah, they'll put you through the ringer if you want to come to the United Kingdom and you're a white woman and you're well educated. But if you're a spastic mental case cannibal from the third world, welcome in, boys. It's party time. But anyway, rant over. Let's toil through the end of this story so I can leave. Because, I can make a joke about almost anything. But this type of stuff, funny old thing, the well kind of starts to run dry when you keep reading this stuff, doesn't it? It's got to mess you up somehow. It says, according to a police spokesperson, can't even have a spokesman anymore, can you? Got to be a spokesperson. According to a wheelchair-bound roller lesbian, the Home Office has confirmed Kojorn legally entered the UK and applied for European settled status. Yeah, because he got a fake French citizenship, didn't he? Because they give them out like confetti as long as you're a third world man. Try and get a white New Zealander with a PhD. Try and get her, if she tries to go to France, they won't give her settled status, but definitely Kojorn the baby bummer. That's brilliant, that. Makes loads of sense, doesn't it? He was granted leave to remain in the UK and received an extension which said he could stay until 2031. Yes, because baby bummers are exactly the type of people you want to import to your country. Brilliant. Look at that, there's only like 4 or 5 bunches of flowers as well. Like, because this happens so often now that it's not big news. People don't care anymore. When some knobhead off Hollyoaks tops himself, you get about 2,000 bunches of flowers outside his house, don't you? When a 2-year-old cops an unfortunate one off a third world brute, 4? We'll put some flowers out. You see more floral tributes when a dog gets ran over. The UK is just done. It's a joke of a country. The child is understood to have been known to, because I don't care. Does any of this make it better? On Thursday, unbelievable, yeah. Some bellend off a bad TV show who's been a pervert and degenerate druggie for his whole life accidentally fires a pint of poorly cut drugs into his main vein, and the public talks about it for a week. But something like this happens and people don't even know, do they? The normies don't even care. They're too busy watching the football. Then the copper comes on and talks bollocks that makes me angry because he describes it as a tragic incident. A tragic incident, right? I'll finish up with a rant about that. It's not tragic when it's done on purpose, right? A young father finding a lump on his bollocks in the shower and then being told he's got 6 months to live. That's a tragedy. That's tragic. A kid dying in a house fire that was caused by faulty wiring. That's a tragic accident. But the French and British governments giving out status and passports and housing to the most savage, barbarous brutes on God's green earth, and then them behaving in a way that we know they do, acting like a caveman, right? Ending a baby isn't a tragic incident. It's an appalling act of wanton savagery, and the person that did it should be, if the world was sane, strapped into old Sparky and getting 40,000 volts blasted through his ballsack while the whole general public watches gleefully. That's what it should be described as. We should be building additional nuclear power plants for the express purpose of toasting people like this. But this is where we are. And like I said, no one cares. Normies don't care. Put the football on. It's unbelievable. I can't believe what I've just read. But there you go. There you go. It's bog standard, isn't it? I'll tell you what. I'll see you tomorrow for probably an identical story because it's a daily occurrence now. Unfortunately, Burnham's going to take over as PM. So it's only going to happen more often, isn't it? Because like I keep telling everyone, people who aren't black-pilled like me, who are convinced that we can't vote our way out of this, and the only way it's going to get fixed is by a massive dust-up, they'll still be optimistic. Like, oh, you never know, Burnham might do a good job. Is there going to be more or less blokes like this fella in England in 2027? What about 2028? What about 2029? Is there going to be more or less scary, hairy men roaming around Europe in 2 years' time than there is now? But you all know the answer to this. It doesn't get better, it gets worse. So like I keep saying, Arm yourselves with the armour of contempt like me. Keep that stiff upper lip and a grim sense of humour. And most importantly, buy cast iron knickers and mace for the wife and kids, cause they're gonna need it. Alright, that'll do you for the day. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you think I'm an idiot, I'm a lunatic, we definitely need more spastic mental third world men in the UK because they're brilliant. Let me know in the comments down below. Clearly there's about 40 million people who think this way, so there must be loads of them out there. You tell me why it's a good idea down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Toodle pip. Cheers.